Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so happy you're here because today I am sharing with you the 8 things that I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey, the 8 big mistakes that your girl made. I've been on my fitness journey for what feels like forever because I grew up in athletics. I was always playing sports. I was always training for my sport. But when I first started my personal fitness journey, I would say would be towards the end of my senior year of college. I was injured, so I wasn't playing ball that season. I was kind of just traveling with the team, staying part of the team, but I could not actually play. So I found myself sitting, gaining quite a bit of weight very quickly. So some things that I want to share with you are the big mistakes that I made. Some things that if I could go back in time, I would to myself of don't do that. Okay, just don't do that. All right. So before we dive in, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a video from me. Mistake number 1 was I wasn't taking it day by day. I was looking at my goals of I want to achieve this and I want it now. I was impatient as hell, and that can be very, very discouraging. So if you have this big goal, I've talked about it with weight loss goal, for example. If you have a weight loss goal of 20 pounds, that 20 pounds can sound really overwhelming. So when you make a 2-pound weight loss achievement, it doesn't feel like that much of an achievement because 2 out of 20. Where if you were to break that down and say, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds in this amount of time, 5 pounds here, 5 pounds there, 5 pounds and 5 pounds, that 2-pound weight loss sounds like a huge, huge victory, right? 2 out of 5 versus 2 out of 20, right? 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Even if you take that 5, you lose 5 pounds and you hit that little mile marker goal. That's a huge deal. But if you look at it in the broad picture and you have that 5 out of 20, still not that big, right? So take things day by day. Yes, set big, huge, uncomfortable goals for yourself. Set them and go after them day after day. But I do recommend breaking them down into a lower level goal so you have smaller goals to kind of keep you on track. You're constantly working for something new and exciting, even though it's not actually a new goal. It just feels like it because you're moving on to the next step, right? So take things day by day. Be patient, stay consistent, and understand that one great day doesn't mean tomorrow you're gonna wake up an overnight success, and one bad day doesn't mean you ruined everything that you've accomplished so far. And that leads me right into number 2, which is mindset is everything. If you go in with a high standard, a high mentality, that's great. I love that. But I made this mistake going in of, well, I was a college athlete, so I have to be strong, I have to be fast, I have to be able to do all the things while having, a new job, a life. At the time, me and Drew were long distance. So being able to handle all of that stuff at once can be very, very overwhelming. And I'll be honest, I was a perfectionist to the T. I needed to be perfect all the time. If I didn't increase my weight each time I went in the gym, I failed, right? If someone was lifting heavier than me, I was a failure. I was ridiculous with my mindset. So I absolutely recommend taking time out of your day each day to focus on your mindset. There are apps out there. You can get a book, a journal, whatever, and just take some time to work on your mindset each and every day. I recently started reading the book Can't Hurt Me. I'll put a picture of it right here. I am literally on the 2nd or 3rd chapter, and I am obsessed with that book. It's very serious. It's very hits you in the chest. But he has, at the end of each chapter, there's a challenge. You have this little mini challenge that you have to do, and it's the first one, what was it? It was about journaling, I think it was. Yeah, you write stuff down. But I definitely recommend checking this book out. And again, like I said, I'm only on chapter 2 or 3. And it's crazy what your mindset can do for you. I'm a big mindset book person. I love reading mindset books. If you want some recommendations, ask me in the comments below or shoot me a private message and I'd be more than happy to kind of help you out. But I love some mindset work books, and I absolutely recommend taking the time, even if it's just 5 minutes every single day, to work on your mindset. Reflect on your workout. What went well? What didn't go so well? How can we improve for next time? What went really well that deserves to be celebrated, Reflect on the entire workout as a whole, and then I mean, if you can write this down, that'd be even better, because then you can reflect back on the week as a whole by reading through your notes or your comments or whatever you left yourself, your reflection, and kind of go from there. So what may have felt like a shitty week because the last 2 days were rough, but the other 5 before that were absolutely incredible. Your shitty week doesn't seem so shitty now, huh? Work on your mindset. Number 3, consistency is important, and the weekends do count, okay? Don't neglect yourself on the weekends. I get it, you're going out with friends. Right now it's kind of hard during COVID, but a lot of things are opening back up. So there's going to be times where you're maybe going out to dinner with friends or grabbing a couple drinks again or whatever it is, just seeing people again, you know, because we were in lockdown for so freaking long. But consistency is really, really important, okay? I'm not saying you have to be perfect all the time. I'm not saying that you can't go out and enjoy social events. Please, by all means, do that. But have a plan in place. Be consistent throughout your day. So your weekly overall shouldn't look like Monday through Friday hitting your macros dead on, and then Saturday, Sunday doubling your target and going way out of the, like blowing your numbers out of the water, and then that's really affecting your average for the week. You know, weekends count towards progress. It's not one of those things where Monday through Friday we grind, then we flick the switch, we clock out, our health and fitness goals don't matter anymore. On the weekends we do whatever the hell we want, and then it goes flicked back on Monday. That's not how this works, okay? Make sure you're showing up for yourself day in and day out and stay freaking consistent. With that being said, this also goes for during the week. I don't want to see you 5 days a week one day, 2 days a week the next, 3 days a week the following, 4 days a week there, 5 days a week here, and then running 7 days straight because you missed 2 weeks prior and you're behind on your workouts now. Don't do that, okay? You need to be consistent. If 5 workouts a week is too much for you, that is okay. You do not have to work out 5-6 days a week. If 3 is what you know for a fact that you're going to be able to commit to and achieve consistently, then that's what you commit to. Most of my clients honestly are on 4 days because it's consistent and we can stay with 4 days. If we have that extra 5th where we know that we can balance that 5th, we go for it. But if we know we can consistently maintain 4, then that's what we go with. Okay, so stay consistent. Number 4, start monitoring your biofeedback. I literally never monitored my biofeedback whatsoever. My stress levels, I don't know. My hunger cues, I don't know. I ate when I was hungry and I stopped when I was full, I guess. I don't know. My sleep, 7, 8, 9 hours. I don't know. You know, my energy levels, I don't know. Literally no clue. My digestion, shitty, I know that, no pun intended. But you need to pay attention to your biofeedback. All of these different factors are going around, and if we're not paying attention to our biofeedback, then all this extra shit doesn't really matter because we're not going to be able to recognize when something is off. Okay, monitor your biofeedback. Number 5, probably my favorite one. Prioritize weightlifting. Stop running for the treadmill, stop running for the elliptical. Get your ass in the weight section and lift heavy weights. Okay, lift freaking heavy weights. I always was in the weight room. I love the weight room, I really do, and I always have. But I definitely turned to cardio when I wanted to lose fat, which a lot of people do, and I get it, I understand. But we have to prioritize the strength training program, the weight training program. We have to prioritize that first. And then cardio is just an added tool. But if we don't have the weight training, we are not going to develop that lean, defined, toned look that, I don't want to say everybody's desiring, but a lot of people desire. We're not going to be able to achieve that by being a little cardio bunny running on the treadmill constantly. Okay, we need to get into the weights, we need to lift heavy, we need to challenge ourselves, okay? Which leads me right into the next one. Number 6, progressive overload is so key. And there are so many different ways that you can incorporate progressive overload. Changing your sets and reps, changing your rest time, focusing more on your form, adding tempos. There are tons of different ways that you can progressively overload your training program, okay? This is huge, okay? Because if you're doing the same exercises for the same amount of sets, reps, and weight for an extended period of time, you're only gonna get so far. I distinctly remember being that person that would go into the weight room and be like, okay, well, I don't want bulky biceps, so I'm gonna do 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 15 with a light weight. No. No. Okay? There's a time and a place for doing a training style like that, and this ain't it. Okay, we want to go in, we want to lift heavy, we want to challenge ourselves. If I'm doing 3 sets of 10 this week, I'm going to go for 4 sets of 8 next week, get that extra set in, or I'm going to stay at 10 reps and do 4 sets next time instead of 3 sets. Literally that simple of change makes a huge difference. Going from 3 sets of 10 to 4 sets of 10, you're going to make some progress. Incorporate progressive overload, and if you're not sure how to do this, message me. I can set you up on a custom program and we can get you working on all of the goods and progressively overload you so we can continue to challenge you and you can make hella progress. Number 7, which is a very weird one, which I didn't even realize that I was really making this mistake for a long time. I couldn't really figure out why I was making this mistake, I should say. So mistake number 7 is avoiding compound movements. And I don't want to say avoiding them, but not so much prioritizing, okay? So I always did your typical squats and bench press and things. A compound movement is something that's going to incorporate multiple areas. So if you think of a squat, your squat is working your legs, so your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your core, your low back. All of that is being incorporated into a squat, where if you go and sit on a leg extension machine, you're primarily hitting your quads and you're hitting a little bit of core just from bracing. You know, so a compound movement is things like deadlift, bench press, squat, hip thrust, that kind of stuff is a compound movement. Incorporate those. I did it for a very long time because they intimidated the shit out of me. I did not want to look stupid. I was afraid of, well, so-and-so's lifting that heavy, like, do I have to lift that heavy? That looks kind of scary. And I let it intimidate me for a really long time. And that held me back from achieving so many goals, okay? So many things. Focus on your compound movements, do them first, and then from there you can incorporate your accessory movements. Tip number 8 is to eat, and eat some more, girlfriend, because your body needs it. Your body wants it, your body loves it, okay? Stop being afraid to eat more. You are not going to gain all this fat unless you're doing it in a really unhealthy manner, but I am so tired of seeing people pop up MyFitnessPal, enter in their information, and bloop, you should be on a 1,200 calorie diet. Bloop, you should be eating 1,300 calories a day. No, okay? No. We need to eat. We need to fuel ourselves properly, okay? I just did an entire podcast series on macros. Carbs, fats, protein, tracking them, why it's important to track them, the benefits of tracking and being aware of the amount of each macronutrient that you're taking in each day. You need to eat. Food is fuel. Make sure that you're fueling yourself to the best of your ability, okay? There you have it. Those are my 8 mistakes that I made when I first started out on my fitness journey. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something moving forward for your own personal journey. And if you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments below. Before you hop off, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a video from me, and I will catch you in the next one.